I hear ghosts in my house every morning, and a lot of times in the evening as well. About 5 or 6 months ago, I was just sitting in my home every morning, and I started hearing these noises. Now I have a metal roof on our home, and the metal roof I thought that's what it was. It was like the cooling and heating of the room, the cooling and heating of the ceiling, and the roof. And I thought, well, that's what it is. It was cool, but there were so many, and then they started coming early in the morning, like around this is my meditation time. This is my meditation chair. This is where I sit and talk and pray, quote unquote, and all that kind of stuff. So I just sit here and enjoy my mornings. Well, anyway, I was talking, doing my time in the morning, talking to the spirit, and then all of a sudden I heard some popping noises. And these popping noises, I've finally figured out they are not the heating and cooling of my roof. They are visitation. And this is how I found out. About maybe about 3 or 4 months ago, probably the same time. Oh, here we go. Probably the same time I was listening to these noises. We actually, Joanne and I, my wife and I, visited a medium. And we visited this medium, and she had been a medium for a lot of years. And she's a Native American medium. So everything, when you go in her little house, it's all like Indian stuff. Cool, American Indian stuff. It's a really cool house. Anyway, Joanne went the week before, and I just felt led, really, to follow in that my wife's footsteps, you might say, and do this. So we I went in there. I wasn't skeptical, but I was very standoffish, I guess, kind of maybe a little skepticism, you know. And I sat down, and she started asking me these weird questions, and they weren't digging questions. They were asking questions like, who is this and who is that and and she was naming names and all this stuff. And then she goes, who were you before today? What have you done in your life? And I said, oh, I was a pastor for a ministry, and I've done this, and I was in the post office, and I was in the military, and all this stuff. She goes, well, for some reason, you have about 20 to 30, maybe 40 people that follow you around all the time. And I went, what? 20 or 30 people? What do you mean? She goes, what did you do? Well, I said, I've done this ministry I ran. Many of the men have passed away. And I've done a lot of funerals. I've done funerals for my whole family. I've done lots of stuff like that. I did funerals for people that had passed away, of friends of the ministry, and I did their funerals. So she goes, well, there's a lot of people here following you that want to talk to you. And I said, talk to me? Why would they want to talk to me? He goes, because they want you to reach their loved ones that they're okay. Now I know, okay. But so this is how I kind of got started in this journey and desire to speak to the other side. And it just so happens that they're with me every day, I guess. I don't know. But I hear them. I've had about 6 or 7 that have already popped on the ceiling or the walls this morning. Are they in the house all the time and tapping on the walls? I don't know. Are they just coming through the walls and this? I don't know. But it's really cool. Was I scared? No, I'm not scared. It's because when I went to see that medium, her name is Deborah, by the way. She's in Brooksville, Florida. If you ever want to get a hold of her, just comment below, and I can send you her phone number. And it was just cool meeting this woman. When I was in that room, she asked me about a couple names, and she kind of, you have 2 to 3 that are around you all the time when you go anywhere, and when you sit down and meditate, that then all the other ones are invited in. They can start coming in and talk to you. And I was like, oh, okay. So, but what she said was, my mom's always with me. And she said, I have a guardian angel that's always with me. And I don't know, she said there's a third one, but she's not quite sure who it is. So as you go to mediums or as you meditate yourself, all your questions are answered in your life. Like, who is this? One of the things she said was that she asked me, it says, did your dad, did he ever have anything to do with being a cowboy or being out west? I said, yeah. My dad's family is completely from the out west, from Wyoming and Colorado and all those places out there. I have direct family still living out there. And she goes, they are here too. They want to help you in your walk with life. And what I've learned from the near-death experiences, that you have different entities, different spirits that want to help you in different things. And some of them will come around every day because I talk to them. I talk to three or four every morning. There's Steve Hogan. Steve, I believe was Steve. This is Steve I'm talking to, and he tells me stuff. I actually gave a word or gave a little bitty reading to his wife that he told me to say stuff to her, and I went through Messenger and I sent her some stuff, and she said, yeah, that's all true. And then I have another woman that I knew in England when I was stationed there for 5 years in the military, in the Air Force. And she passed away probably about 10 years ago. And she comes through every morning. And then I have Jimmy. Jimmy comes through all the time. Jimmy was from New York, and he was in our ministry. And he has this voice like this, and hey, Pastor, how you doing? And so that's what I hear when I talk to him. He was awesome. He loved me so much, and I think that's why he comes and helps. He had a kind of an empath type of life. He was a nurse. He was a CNA, and he loved helping people. So when he came into the ministry from his home to another ministry, he helped me the whole time. He was there like 5, 6, 7 years, and he just helped me the whole time. He ran a thing I had for Junk for Jesus. It was a metal collection or scrap collecting thing we started, and it was amazing. He never worked the whole time he was there. He's a good guy. His name was Jimmy, and I talked to him all the time. And then there was Steve. Steve had $1 million business. Who he used to stripe. He put stripes on the sidewalks, not sidewalks, on the parking lots. It was called parking lots. It was here, and he passed away probably about 7, 8 years ago, and maybe more longer. Yeah, and he came through for me. Like I told, he talked to his wife, and then I have a few others. Of course, my mom comes through a lot. I spoke to my dad a few times, and there's a few others. There's many there's like 20 here every morning, but I don't know who they are. Some they say are quiet. Some they say will speak up. Some they say will help you and guide you in your life. And so that's what I sit here in this chair every morning to do, is to listen to them and talk to them. When I do my other videos, I like to share it in my little studio I've made, and I share that with you because that's why it's different this morning. I want to be a little more personal. You know what I mean? So I want to share my journey with you, so you can come on board, come join our community, have fun, give me feedback. Maybe someday I'll start doing readings. I don't know. I seem like I want to do that really bad, is to help people. I want to help people. I've always wanted to help people. I'm a crazy empath, and I love helping people have a peaceful life. And so I think closure helps people a lot. And so that's what I feel like I want to do. And I watch all sorts on here. And there's amazing people on this channel and a few others. But can I share with you something that really helps me a lot? Is I watch and I watch near-death experiences. And this is what kind of got me started, because there's some truth, a lot of truth. Actually, it's all truth. Because if I wanted to go to Rome today, I would talk to a person who's been going to Rome all these years. Somebody who's from Rome, who's been to Rome. I wouldn't go and get a book and read about Rome, right? I wouldn't want to get a book and read about heaven, maybe. I wouldn't want to get a book and read about going to Canada or anything. I would talk to a Canadian, and he would know, or she would know, much more about that, because they've been there. They've experienced it. And this is why NDEs are so cool, is these people been there and come back. Now you say, oh, one or two. If there was one or two of them, I understand that it might be questionable. But listen, there's thousands, hundreds and thousands of ND, near-death experiences on different platforms like this one. And you gotta watch them. It is crazy. I like to share some with you. Maybe I'll start doing the more intimate ones that I've learned and learned to love and learned a lot from. But it's been amazing just listening to these things on different platforms here on the internet. So listen, have a great day. I'm gonna cut it off here and just share with you. I just want to get more, have an intimate time with you this morning about how these things change my life and how they can change your life. So if you feel you want to ever do this, contact me. Follow, subscribe to my channel, and let's just have a good time and just learn about who we really are. That's the question really got me going. Was, who am I? I came to a place in my life. I'm 61 right now, and I said, "What? I know. You're 61, Dale? Yeah. Well, you don't look it. You have it." No, but I'm 61, and I just want to know more. I want to know more. Something happened to me when I turned 60, and I want to learn more about the other side, life on the other side, and there is one. You can call it heaven. You can call it whatever you want, but it's amazing. It's just freaking amazing. It's changed my life, and near-death experiences will help you too. So maybe I'll start sharing those with you. Some of the cool ones. All right. Have a great day. Remember, I love you, and learn who you are. Learn who you are, and listen to the Spirit that lives inside of you, your higher self, the Holy Spirit, God, Jesus, your divine self. It's just amazing how it can change your life. Let me help you. Help you. Let me help you help you. Have a great day. Remember, I love you.